Yeah guys, so I'll be explaining to you in a full video how I got out my steering rack by myself. Do it yourself is the new terminology. That's what the world is moving to, and that's the new rack. So you have to drop down the lower subframe of the car. It's a very difficult job to do. It's a Mercedes ML, and you've got the torsion bar. I didn't disconnect the torsion bars on both sides, but I could drop down the lower subframe of the car, drop down the... Hello guys, Mercedes ML 320 2002 model. It's applicable to Mercedes ML's 350, 450, ML 596 to the year 2005. Now I'm going to be doing a very difficult job. I may not give you the best angular views of the camera, but I'll try my best to satisfy you. Now we're going to be replacing the power steering rack on this ML 320 with this new rack. I've not seen a lot of exclusive and exquisite videos on YouTube, so I decided to do this video. And the first thing I would have done before this video, I should have left this in place, and put this back. This is the first thing I've removed. I fitted it on the new one. It fits in now. Where is that? The bolt, the first side of the power steering rack. So before doing that, I had to jack the car, jack the gearbox, the front lower engine mounting, the lower engine. That's it. I had to jack it up with this jack, losing a lot of oil. Yeah, so that's the first thing I did. I had to jack it up right on the, as you can see. So I've jacked this. I'm supporting this with that because I'm going to drop down this torsion bar support mechanism, and I had to take a 15 millimeters. That's it. You need a 15 millimeters, and yeah, Allen key 15 as well. Yeah, it reads 15 millimeters there. Yeah, that's also 15 millimeters. That's it right there, and that's it. So I took this key. You could send it through, you could slide it in there through and grip the bolt from up, and underneath you've got this area for the key, so you can comfortably use the 15 millimeter under there. I hope you can see I've removed it. The hole is there. That's the hole there. So yeah, with these you can do that, and that's how I got that out, and I've put it on the rack. Yeah, that's it. So the step before this was to drain the oil. Not a medical fork, but I like using medical tools because they're very effective. Just drain out all this oil. I had to use a little bottle. In Africa and Cameroon, we use this brand of water called Supermalt. I like these bottles; they're very good. And I got a medical kit. I'm the doctor and the car is the patient, so that's it. So the next step is I'm gonna work on this. Now I'm gonna go to this side of the car. This is so easy to reach. My hand can reach right here, and I need to go underneath, and I need to disconnect also. That's it there. That's it. I need to disconnect the rack's support. That's it there. Can I zoom in? Could you see? I need to touch that. I need to touch this stuff there. That's it right there. I need to touch that to disconnect, and I'm going to go under and disconnect. That's a bolt there. That's the bolt, and I'm going to go right underneath and remove that one. It looks quite clean. Can you see? Yeah, I'm sure you can see it. There is still a bolt there for the steering. Is this visible enough for you? Yeah, there is a bolt there I have to remove. So stick around. Let's do that. I'm gonna get my rolling stuff here. I'm gonna go under the car, so I'll just try to get this camera comfortably fitted so that you can have the best view of this activity. Now, before doing this job, I have to wear my gloves so I can be comfortable. So that's it. I'm gonna keep this here. I'm gonna go get my gloves. I'm gonna get to the job. Don't pay attention to my trouser, I've got a hole on it. Yeah. So we've got this first one out. We've got the next one out, so just match it to its position on the new rack. So the two go in well. I just keep this together not to lose this. One looks longer than the other. So what happened is this was shorter, so it's screwed from the bottom, but this one is longer, so it's screwed from the top. So what I should do is I should take this and put it in the right position, that it's up, and then it will screw from the bottom. Yeah, so that's it. That's how it was on the original. So this is the rack, so I'm good to go. The next step is to go back there. We're not touching the torsion bar or here. We're going back to the driver's side. We have to drop down the torsion bar. We'll check out the bushings. We're supporting already the front engine, the lower engine mount mechanism. So we're good to go. We've got a loose steering rack. Yeah, and we've got a couple of metal clips. We've got some metal clips on both sides. So we have to take note of this position. Yeah, we have to take note of this. It's very important. Yeah, we've got before this. We've got this before, and we've got that after. So just restore it back to what it should be. Yeah, that's it. So we've got this too. And our rack is moving. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So let's go for it. Yeah, I'm just gonna take this closer to you. Yeah, so we've got a steering rack that's moving out there. It's out of its support on both sides. Yeah, so here it's got enough play. The rack could have come out here, but it can't come out here. It has to come out that way. And so that's it. So it's disconnected and we're ready to go. So I'm going to go that way and now disconnect from the steering itself. We have to now work on the connection to the steering, then drop down the torsion bar, and let's go for that. So right now I'm going to move this camera here to this side. We're going to be working on this. We have to work this out. I've still got to figure out how to go about this. Yeah, we're going to disconnect it from the steering, and that's the next step. So stick around. Let's put the gear now. Yeah, let's do some work. The steering rack is now loose, and you can also see here that the steering rack is it's loose here too. So yeah, as you can see, inside there it's shaky. That's it. So it's completely disconnected now. To get it out, I need to work on that, disconnect that, and I need to drop this down, take this a bit down, and then draw it out. So just stick around. Let's do this together. Yeah, I hope you can see very well. Not distorted it from its position. I'll be doing some work here. Sorry, I can't place it somewhere here very closer, so now you have a better view. But I hope you can see. Yeah, shit, it's a bit downwards, inclined and tilted to the. Yeah, can you see this? The view is not too good. I have to adjust this. Yeah, I think that's better. Yeah, keep it like this. Keep it like this. That looks better now. Okay. Now let's get it. All right, so we are back to the basics. We're jacking this up, the gearbox, the jack to support the gearbox. We're jacking it up. Let's keep our focus. We can see we've removed the oil, that upper oil flow into the rack, and this is the lower one. Pay attention, there are some little seals here at the edge, some black seals. You cannot afford to lose these seals. You have to be very careful. Very small black seals, very fragile. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove this junction, the joint. Now going to the lower end of the joint, we have enough space to play around. Our stuff is almost out. There we go. It's shaky. Remember, we have to take this down, lower this, and we have to make sure that we're supporting the gearbox, and we're going to pull that out, remove it when this drops down. And we're going to also we're going to make sure that everything's firm, there's some balance, and we position the new steering rack very fast. Slide it in there, and we'll have to tension this so that I'll not remove the torsion bars I intended. I may just apply some pressure. When I loosen this will drop a bit down, so pay attention to that. Yeah, I'd like to remind you, I used a 17 millimeter for the lower oil tube, and I used a 16 millimeter for the up, but I did the job faster. Yeah, I did the job faster with a 14 millimeter. I started off with 16, it could turn it around. 16 could turn it, but 14 did this job, so I relied on 14 and 17 for this up one. I think we could give it a test. That's it. That's it. So that's 14 turns this. That's for 14 millimeters, and I could turn the lower one with 17. So yeah, I think this works with the 17. This is much larger, and that's it. That's 17 and that's 14. So that's confirmed. We can move on. Okay, I have to keep the steering straight. I have to respect the procedure. You could have your alignment intact with a straight steering, and you can use the chair. Just pushed it to the maximum. You see it stretching in there, so it keeps the steering straight while we proceed with the walk. We had a slowdown because I ran out of battery power, and now we're going to continue with this. Now the next stage is we've taken these bolts out, 1, 2, and we're going to take this out. We're going to drop down the support. We're going to drop down this whole support, and the lower frame, as they call it. I have to take this big bolt out. It will drop down to have enough room on this side for the rack to come out. Now pay attention to the fact that I'm already supporting the gearbox, and I had to sacrifice one of those supports for the front, but it's a bit risky. But don't do this if you're not sure of what you're doing, because the frame is going to drop down, and yeah, I could just use a few stones and the tire to support it. I just keep this here. It's loose, but it's important to have this jack here. This jack can't actually support the lower frame. I won't drop down the lower frame from this side because it slides out that way, but I'm going to lower the frame from that side. So I have 3 bolts to take care of, and I'm going to do that. And these are big bolts in front. You can see that's one there, and I've got another one here. Sorry, yeah, that's 2 bolts. That's gonna lose a bit the gearbox, so we're supporting the gearbox. Make sure your tension is there. It's well tensioned. I've made giving it the best. So we're gonna drop down the lower frame. We'll be looking at the torsion bar after that. Yeah, we expect everything to drop down smoothly, while I have to still disconnect the steering rack from the joints. So let's move. Let's go. All right. So with this 22 millimeters, we are able to take these two. We're able to touch these and shake these two. As you can see, I've just loosened it with 22, and it moves quite well. So that's it. I had to change the support for the gearbox, but 22 moves this well, so that's fine. And over there, I've also removed it with 22. So yeah, 22 too. I used 22 over there, and that also moves this. So 22, we need to take this bolt off out there. We need to take that bolt further, and then we take out this bolt. So this is so far so good, but the bolt underneath there at the back, I don't think you can see this Samsung camera trying to zoom with the Galaxy Note 20. Yeah, I may try to zoom in there. Yeah, with that bolt, there is a bolt there. That's it shining there. Yeah, with that bolt, we need a 20. So you've got to go for a 20 millimeter to get that round bolt out. That's the bolt there. It's round. That's it, right there. That's it. That bolt needs a 20 millimeter socket. So good luck. We have to go get a 20, and we'll continue this exercise. Yeah, all right guys, so this is out. The trick is simple. It has a lot of flexibility as this plays. What I did is you just need a hammer. I just realized it goes right to the end. I just rubbed the edges and I hammered it, but this little cap is gonna keep sliding downwards, so you have to be patient. You could use one hand to support it, then hit it with a hammer. It's gonna come out. So now we better place to remove the steering rack. I've had a couple of videos saying it's difficult. We'd have to drop the subframe, but let's do it. Let's do it without dropping the subframe, because we've got no choice. We're gonna get this out smoothly. We're gonna replace the new with the new rack, and I think I'm gonna play around this edge to get it out. So just stick around. I'll have to play with it front back, and I'm gonna play on this because it shakes. So we're gonna play with what shakes there. Since the subframe is welded and this is so tight, we can play. We have little play, but once it slides out a bit from here, I think we're gonna have a bit of chance to pull this out. Yeah, that's it. So we can check all the edge of the frames. Make a careful check, and we're going to slide this out carefully without destroying anything. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of gymnastic, and yeah, but we have to be very smooth going. So just stick around and be patient with me. Now I'm going to take this one back, and this is the new rack. The new rack is a bit different from the old rack because in these things are not line, but I don't think it matters. It's a Mercedes and it's a chassis w163, so it's gonna fit. So we're gonna make sure this is for the top, this is for the bottom. As you can see, it's got enough shafts, teeth to sit in there. So we're gonna make sure that this fits in. Yeah, and we're just gonna hammer it in, and that's it. And then when we get that out, we're gonna hammer this when we get that out, and we've passed this in, but we could conduct a quick test. Yeah, it can sit, so it's gonna just slide in, and that's how we're gonna fit this in. Yeah, so just stick around and be patient with me. Yeah, so this screw is out. Yeah, the screw here, how it drops down, but it won't drop down that easily. You have to remove out this stabilizer. Stabilizers out. On the other side too is out. Yeah, so that allows this to finally drop down. I didn't need to remove these. I didn't need to do this. It would drop down further like at that side, but yeah, and I didn't remove the rod there connecting. Just be careful, this would shake a bit, and a bit of gearbox oil will drip out, but you can see that this is completely disconnected, and this drops down, and a bit of play will remove the rack. Then we could jack this a bit up to hold to create some small play, and that's how it comes out. So this is the rack finally out. Yeah, and then you have to pay attention above this. There is a screw here that you had to unscrew for the front of the frame, the lower frame, and that is why this was still held in place. So once you take the screw out here, and at the other side, right there, it drops down, you can see, and it's out. So the two drops down, and that's it. Yeah, so now we've got a power steering rack sitting in there. I'm just gonna screw this back. I did some mistake there. I'm supposed to take that round stuff, take the round stuff, and you see the hole there, the space there, it should fit in there. You need to fit that space. So I'm gonna take that round stuff and put it down there, let it get back in. So I'm gonna release this and refeed it, so the thread, so that has to go in, and that's it. So we got to go. I'm gonna screw back all of this, screw back this. Don't forget you've got a bolt here, you've got this. So I'm gonna use the jack, gonna jack that up back and get back there and screw it in. Be sure to put it in very well. If you're not an expert in this and you've never done this before, you could cut a thin film of rubber. Could be the kind of rubber that you could use for maybe tying stuff. The kind of rubber, thick rubber surface, like a tube, the tube rubber from a tube of a tire. You could cut some patches of these in a rectangular form or square form, and you could bore a hole through, and you could fit it in here and screw this back, so you could avoid any squeaking or creaking noises in the near future on your suspension, because it's going to be iron to iron, and if you don't tight it so well, you've never done this and you don't know how to screw it up so well, you have a bit of noise and grinding and creaking and squeaking noises. So just make sure you could cut a bit of a tube tire. Well, it's outdated, but you need the kind of tube material that's used on tube tires. That's not popular, but anything like that, you could look it up on YouTube and you can know what I'm talking about. You could cut a lot of these patches of the rubber, slip it there, bore the hole, and bore the hole. It's just gonna keep it a bit good, and then you tight it up. It's gonna be very healthy to do, and that's it. So we've got a rack there, and we're gonna put all the things back together, and it's not gonna be difficult. Trust me, it's not difficult. So thank you for a bit of your time looking at this video. You should like, share, and you should comment, and you should make sure to screw everything back. There is one there in the middle. I never removed that, very far from its spot. And this, I'm going to drop this back. I'm going to raise this back up, get in there, and it screws in. As you can see, it's still clean. It goes all there, and that's fine. I've got a jack stand there, so I'll take it to the driver's side so you can see. It's the old rack, and that's it. So it's screwed in. I'm just going to work on all these things back, fit this back into its position, and just remember that your steering has to be very straight, and maintain a very straight steering all through. It's very straight and it's very firm. It's well tensioned. You can play around with it, so that's just what you need to go. Thank you. Okay, there is a trick to put your steering back. Don't forget, you have to block it at the center point of the steering. This is one tip I had to get back to you to show you. Although you followed my demonstration with a hammer, but instead of using a hammer, as I've done there, and it looks nasty there. Yeah, it looks so nasty. It's blurred. Oh, Samsung. It's a Samsung Galaxy. I thought it was gonna be good, but this is blurred here. This is nasty. This is the heat of a hammer. So just get that back so that we can get back our autofocus. Let's go back there, and then you see, instead of using the hammer here to hit this place which looks blurred, you can use this to stretch it out, stretch it apart. And when you take this and put and you pull, it will stretch it and it will drop down the steering rod, the column, so that it can get in there and fit in into this, and it will just nicely slide in there, and then now you can tighten it, hold it tight. I should remind you that this is a very dangerous job. Whatever you do, wherever you are, don't ever try this by yourself at home if you don't have enough risk appetite and enough experience, because you could damage so many things on your car. Right now I've jacked up the transfer gearbox, and you can see, and all these things. So it's very risky exercise. Don't try this at home if you don't know what to do. I'll put everything back together and show you. Okay guys, we're done, and we finished the job. So remember to do this. Your steering will be very hard. My alignment is distorted. I have to do it afresh. But what we're going to do is you're going to have to turn this. It's going to be hard steering for a start. Go 15 times to the left, 15 times to the right. You could repeat this exercise even 30 times. You need to do this a lot to make the hydraulic fluid circulate, to release all the air from the hydraulic power steering rack, and that's gonna soften your steering, and that's it. So your car gets its normal shape back. And you have to watch my YouTube for the full video of how I replaced my power steering rack by myself. So that's it, and we are done, and that's it. It's good to go, and that's it. Thank you so much.